Hey there everyone, welcome back to the Main Street Garden. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tim. I'm growing in Nebraska Zone 5B, and it is nearing mid-August, so I wanted to do a tour of all my planters that I have going on in the garden, and we're going to go over the combinations as well as what may or may not be doing great in them. So stay tuned. We're going to start at the front of the house here. On each side of my stairway, we have my planters that are planted with Hoopla Vivid Orchid as well as Supertunia Honey. These are a little bit out of flesh right now just because we went through a heat wave. And then we have Royal Hawaiian Elephant Ears that look a little bit desiccated. I'm guessing that it is a combination of the sun and possibly a little bit of the Japanese beetles. This one's looking a little bit better. Coming to the very front trio of planters, I have these matched to each one of my front doors. We have in the back, we have the Coleus French Quarter. It is a beautiful pink with some green edging, and then below that we have the Surefire White Begonia that's put out by Proven Winners. Just under that, being eaten by the Surefire White, we have the Lemon Coral Sedum. And then for a trailer in that planter, we have a really beautiful trailing Silver Falls Dichondra. Believe it or not, we have 3 planters here. So there's the big one in back, and then we have the 2 smaller ones on the right side of that. We have Mizu Red. This is a great durable plant for both pretty shady locations as well as sunny locations for me. And then in back of that, we have Double Delight Blush Rose Begonia. These have been a little bit slow to get going this year, unfortunately. This is one of those that I don't know if I'm going to plant it again, but it has finally started giving a show. In front here, we have a Acapulco Impatient. I absolutely love the color on these. Plus the bloom size is phenomenal on that particular variety. They do kind of flush in and out of color during the summer, but overall I really like it. In front, this is a new one for me this year. This is a trailing begonia, so it really creates a nice little flow of trailing vine in front of that planter. By my secondary front planters, we have a repeat of what is at my very front door. These begonias are looking a little bit more presentable. The very front door gets a lot more sun. This is a full shade location, so you can see that they're behaving slightly different. I do love how the Acapulcos are stealing the show in this planter combo right now. And then the French Quarter Coleus is absolutely eating that pot. So, I don't know. If it was earlier in the season, I would cut it back, but right now it is gonna stay there because, you know, a couple more months and we're gonna be looking at frost again. This was an experimental planter for me. It is a red, white, and blue planter. I really wanted to kind of celebrate America's 250th, so there's a lot of things going on in here. We have Salvia in black. This is Unplugged So Blue. Over here, we have a little baby praying mantis doing his thing there. And then, this is the Surefire Red Cascade Begonia. This is new for this year. The blooms are huge. It did take a little bit to get going, but once the summer heat set in, it exploded. Just below that, we have Blew My Mind Excel Ovovulus. It is getting towards the end of the day here, so the blooms unfortunately are closed, but it does offer a really nice, what I would call true blue. In front, we have the Silver Falls Dichondra, and on the right, we have a Magadi series Lobelia. It has done really quite well, despite the maximum heat that we've been having. Usually Lobelia is one of those things that can fizzle. It is looking a little bit tired, but so far so good. It's doing okay. I would use it again. And then in the middle, we have Diamond Snow Euphorbia. I'm doing a little bit of a real back view of the side of my house because if you remember earlier in the year, this planter actually started right here. About late May, I purchased a new planter that's bigger to go right by that door, so that one got moved over here, and it kind of served as my experimental planter. So we're trying some dahlias in this one. This is the Virtuoso Pinkerific, put out by Proven Winners. This is again that unplugged So Blue. We have Lemon Slice, Super Bells, and then we have the Silver Falls Dichondra. So far, this has performed really well in this combo, and I like the color palette. The one thing that's happening with this though is one of the stems seemingly kind of broke on the dahlia, but it's not exhibiting any signs of mildew or anything like that, so I'm really happy with how it's doing in the pot, and it just keeps on blooming all summer. Jumping to the very back door, we have a definition of something that will not be repeated next year. So there's a lot going on in this pot. It was kind of one of those things where it was the end of the season and I wanted some additional color at my back door. So I had limited choices on what I could plant. In the front here, we have a Sweet Caroline series sweet potato vine, and it has done what sweet potato vines do. It took over the entire pot. It wants to be 100% of the personality. So I don't think I'll be repeating this next year. I thought that the Vistas, this is Supertunia Vista Paradise here, I thought that that would compete aggressively with the sweet potato vine because I've had really good luck with the Vistas. Well, this one said, hold my beer. It's not messing around. And back here we have Tropical Rose, Sun Patience right there, kind of in between there. There was 3 plants, and again, they're just being outcompeted. And then in back, I believe this is Sedona Sunset, but don't quote me on that. It is a Sun Coleus, but I do love that color. The problem is, that's one of my favorite colors in Coleus, but I can't use it in my other planters because it blends in with my house. So I get to use it in this location because it's against white, which I really like. Down here below, getting eaten by the above planter, is Cerveza and Lime. This started off as a singular plant, and you can see that it's maybe in about a 6-inch pot, but it has exploded, and I love the scent of when you rub it. It's wonderful. Even the small little bit of rubbing I did on it here, it's already emitting that wonderful citronella-like scent. This guy here is a Calibrachoa. I will have to put up the name on screen because they changed it a few years back, and I can't remember it for sure. In the back of this planter, I had a white calla lily. It's calla lily giant white. Unfortunately, I don't think it likes as much sun as this location gets back there, so we'll see if it makes it through the season, but I'm not holding out on it at this point. For those of you who are curious what I do to maintain these planters over the course of the summer, they're getting watered basically every other day on drip irrigation, and I try and hand water about once a week with fertilizer. So I switch between Miracle-Gro, and I'm also doing some experimentation with a new type of fertilizer to my garden. So if that has good results, I'll be letting you know. Other than that, I try and deadhead about once a week, but I guess the results kind of speak for themselves. These guys have really exploded this year, which is a really good feeling to be successful in something that you're trying out. So that kind of concludes our planter tour. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Of course, if you're interested in my garden or anything else that I have going on in the landscape here, feel free to like and subscribe. And until next time, thank you for watching the Main Street Garden.